Hello, beautiful people. My camera's gonna die. How? Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a 2 videos in 1, I guess you could kind of call it. A kind of an organization video type deal. It is snowing outside, so I decided comfy cozy and let's do some organization. Oh, the Sharks game on in the background, along with IndyCar qualifying. A lot's happening. I've muted it for this, obviously, to speak. But I have an empty jar. This used to have my physical TBR in it. I've emptied it, thrown it out. We're starting it over because I was going through it and I realized I'm definitely missing books. So that's what we're going to do. First, though, we're going to unhaul some books. I'm nervous. I hate being like, no, sorry, you gotta go. But also, I gotta think of it as someone else is gonna enjoy this better than I would. Just more of I need more positive mentality in my life. So I'm gonna think about it like that, even though I get really attached to having these books. So first, we're gonna unhaul. Then we write down every single physical TBR book. That way we know what to get through, because I want to start a TBR takedown series. And the only way I can do that is to know all the books I have that I still need to read. So let's get started. Okay, I've switched over to my phone for a minute because my camera battery is going to die. I don't know, it dies way too fast, so I need to figure out what that's about. But first things first, we're gonna do the unhaul the same time as we write everything down, I think. Each little slips to put into the jar. Because then what I've noticed is when I started writing them down, because I have Boys of Tommen, I just wrote down the series name. That's what I'll do for series instead of each individual book. But when I started writing this down, I was going through some of the books and I was like, I don't want to write that down because I don't want to pick it. And that was like, maybe that's my sign to unhaul the book. So that's kind of what we're going to do here, I think. Start writing them down, and if I don't want to write it down, put it off to the side and we'll deal with it later. So let's get started. Damn it. I gotta mute this. Oilers just scored. No, we want the Sharks to win. Anyways, it's about as bad as I thought. Plus, not this entire page. It's up to here. Oh, that's not straight. So there's this much. I wrote a series on one. I didn't write each individual book just because I don't want to pick the second book or third book or whatever. I don't want to pick out of order. So if I just pick it, it's the whole series, and then I'll just pick up whether it's the first, whatever book I'm on. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's bad. My book buying hobby does not equal the speed of my reading, since buying books and reading books are two different hobbies, you know? So we got a lot of work to do. And we aren't even counting new releases this year of series that I have already started. But I'm only buying the ones I'm going to read right away. If I buy it, I gotta read it right away. That's my rule. So yeah, now I'm gonna cut these up, put it all in the jar. Oh my god, it's Wicked Colors. I didn't even do that on purpose. I haven't even seen the second one yet. Anyways, I'm gonna cut these. My issue is I can't write in a straight line, so it's all... I'm hoping to get rid of a lot of these by the end of the year. It is end of February, so I have 10 months to do lots and lots of reading. This also includes the entirety of my 2026 TBR that I haven't read yet. I mean, I've only read one book for my 2026 TBR so far, but this includes all of them, so I will have, hopefully, 25 at least coming out of here at the end of the year. I've moved to the floor because I've cut it all in strips, so now I gotta cut each individual book to put it in the jar. I was counting as I was putting them in. It's literally full. However, there was a few times I couldn't remember the exact numbers I was at, so I'm a little off probably. I put in around 153. I told you my book buying does not match the speed of my reading. I don't know what you expect. Anyways, so yeah, we really need to work on this. I'm gonna start a TBR takedown series, I think, because we need to take this down. Look how cute it is. Alrighty, next to me, I have a pile of books I am unhauling. Do we want to pick it up? I'll show you guys these. There's quite a few of them. I can explain my reasoning for them. Most of these I haven't read, and I just haven't really found the interest or intrigue to read them, and don't see myself reading them compared to other books. So I'm gonna give them to someone else for someone else to read. And I guess if I ever do end up wanting to read these, oh well. First, we're starting off Homebound, Meredith Trap. I actually did read this book. I was so upset with this book. It has the perfect premise. She's a cowgirl. He's a hockey player. Like, that's two of my favorite romance subgenres combined. It just wasn't put together very well in my opinion. I don't really want to keep it. So this is the one I read that I'm going to get rid of. Neon Gods, Kate Roberts. I've had this for a while and I've just never read it. It is a Hades and Persephone retelling. I believe it's on KU, so if I ever do want to read it, I'll read it on Kindle. And then the next two, I have I believe these are the indie covers for the first two books of the Off-Campus series. I never got the rest of them on these covers. I'll be honest, not really a fan of these covers. And I got them in the cartoony covers. So I don't need more than one copy of these books. So I'm gonna get rid of these two. A book called A Brush with Love. I believe it's about two dentists or one dentist. I don't know. Just don't really have any intrigue on reading about dentists. I mean, I'm sure it's more to that, don't get me wrong. I just haven't had an interest to read it. Same with all of Tessa Bailey's books. I have 3 of them. I've had Hook, Line, and Sinker for years. Like probably one of the first few books I got. I've just never gone for it ever. And then I've spent 2, maybe 3 Christmases now saying I need to read these and I never do. And for my knowledge, these are on Kindle as well. I need more space on my bookshelves. These are going. And then, as this should be a shocker for nobody, the 4 Colleen Hoover books I have. I've read one of these. I'm not interested in the rest. And then I have Funny You Should Ask, Alyssa Sussman. One of the first books I bought physically. Also another one I just never picked up over the years and kind of I'd never go for it. Somebody else is gonna love it better. 9-month contract, Amy Dawes. I'm gonna be honest, didn't really read the premise of this when I grabbed it. Not sure I'm a big fan of the premise. So we're just gonna give it to someone else who would like the premise better. I have A Touch of Darkness, Scarlett St. Clair, and A Game of Fate by Scarlett St. Clair. These are like part of the same series, but not. Like, this is her perspective and this is his perspective. I read this, I enjoyed it. I've just never continued on with the series. Like, I never read his perspective because I don't know if I really care. And these are also on Kindle Unlimited, so if I want to read the rest of the series, I'll do it there. These two are going to be controversial. The first one is A Cruel Prince, Holly Black. I've just never gone for it, and I feel like someone else could love this better than me. And then, oh my god, this is tipping because I didn't put them right. The last one, another controversial one, Six of Crows. I don't know, I've had it for a while and I just never went for it. Also, there's newer covers out. There's that bright yellow and red ones. Those are pretty cool. So if I do find it interesting reading them, maybe I'll just get those copies. I don't know. But as I said, a lot of these, they've been sitting on my shelf for a while and they deserve better than that. So hopefully these can find a better home of where they'll be more appreciated and more loved. So those are some unhauled books. I'm gonna be honest, I might do another unhaul round sometime soon, even though I just redid the entire physical TBR jar. We'll see, because I'm trying to move out. It is the next day, so last night, went through all the books, wrote down what I still need to read. Today, we're gonna talk about all of those books. Well, we're not gonna talk too much about it. We're pretty much just gonna go to each shelf and say, this one I need to read, this one I need to read, this one I need to read. So you guys know what we're getting into, and if there's any that you really, really, really want to see me read, let me know down below, and maybe I'll make a video out of it. If anyone wants that. Not many people see my videos, so it doesn't really matter to me. If not, I'll just make it myself. Doesn't matter. Anyways, should we start with this one since we're over here? We might as well. Hello. You're probably like, why are you wearing something different? It's because I was editing this video and realized I had at least one new book to put on the shelf. So now the videos are inaccurate now. It's only like 2 books that are added, but it's annoying me. It's also like 70 degrees outside today, so I opened my window. So if you hear someone doing yard work, sorry. It's just so nice out. You gotta take the chance to open your window, you know? I might have to close it. It's kind of already annoying me. Anyways, so apparently 2 books really makes a difference in my counting world because I'm refilming this with the most updated books. Also the other reason why I was doing this is because I've added, let me close this window for a minute. I've added at least, I think just 2 more books to the unhaul, and they were in those videos and it was bothering me because that was the main reason why I was upset about it being inaccurate, because I added 2 more books to my unhaul, which I'll show you guys after or before. Anyways, let's go. Alrighty, so up at the top here, we have Olverina Kent, which I have read, and St. Abbey, which I have read. There's 10 books total, and I have read all of them, so 100%, woo! And down here is all of my cowboy romance books. These are pretty much the same books as these, they're just special editions. Out of all of these books, I still need to read the entirety of Crimson Ridge series, and then Through the Dust and After the Rain, and Huckleberry Hill. So in total there are 28 books, and I believe I have read 20. Yes. So I've read 20 out of 28 books, whatever that percentage is. Get ready for another round of applause because we have my Elsie Silver shelf, which we have read the entirety of. There's 14 books and I have read all 14. Woo! These 2 are the same. So I'm counting it still. 14 books, have read all 14. Within this shelf, we have a new edition in her own league, Liz Tom 40. Love me some Monty and Reese. I have already read the book. I have read a majority of these books, which is the good news. The main ones I haven't read are pretty much Chelsea's Backlist. I haven't read Companion Project, Unexpected Paradise, Road Trip to Forever, Booked for the Holidays, and Dashing All the Way. Every other book on here I have read, and these are also just multiple copies. But yeah, anyways, there's 26 total. I have read 21 of 26. This is my hockey romance shelf, as I like to call it, because it literally is all ice hockey romance books. The books I have not read are Spiral and Revolve by Balcabra, and all 5 books of the Vancouver Storm series. Oh, and Play With Me. Oh, and and The Mistake, The Score, and The Goal. I do want to reread The Deal before reading the others, but I have read The Deal. So in total, there's 29 books. I have not read 11 books out of 29. I've read 18 out of 29 books. Down here is just my Emily Henry and my Allie Hazelwood shelf, and this is a decent mix of books. I ended up getting rid of one hardcover of Happy Place. So this is a somewhat decent mix of read and not read. I'm gonna say I've not read more on the shelf than I have read. So what I still need to read would be Love on the Brain, Loath to Love You, Check and Mate, Deep End, Two Can Play from Allie Hazelwood. And then what I still need to read from Emily Henry, Book Lovers, Funny Story, Great Big Beautiful Life. So there's 15 total. I've read 7 out of 15 on the shelf. Okay, quick detour for a second because I just got these special editions of the DC Star series and they are absolutely gorgeous and I need to show them off real quick. First we have Face Off. Look how gorgeous. I'm only going to show you the front one because the back one's not safe for work and is signed. Beautiful. These have nowhere to go at the moment, so they're just sitting on this chair for now. Oop. And Slapshot. And then Hat Trick is the most recent one from this. Sin Bin wasn't out yet, but I'm guessing they'll release the last 3 once they're all out in this beautiful edition. Anyways, there's that quick detour to show those off. Now let's get back to what we're here for. Okay, up here I just have special editions of Windy City series. Up here, mine is Hat Trick. Ignore that. It's my F1 shelf. Hat Trick had nowhere else to go for the time being, so she's there. But out of the F1 books, I'm not going to count these because those are more like coffee table ones in my opinion. But out of these ones, I need to read Crash Test, Double Apex, and Off Track. So I have read 3 of the 6. We're at the fantasy shelf. We have the Percy Jackson up at the top. I've read 1 of 5. I've read the first one. Then over here, this is where we start to get a little interesting. So within this shelf, let's move low-key for a second. In the shelf, there are 21 books, and the ones I need to read is the 3 Lightlar books, One Dark Window, 2 Twisted Crowns, Serpent in the Wings of the Night, Enchantra, Psycho Shifters and Fae, Fallen Stars, Jade City, Bridge Kingdom, Traitor Queen, Apprentice to the Villain, Accomplice to the Villain, geez, words, Jessada Air, Jessada Crown, Second to the Lock. So out of the 21, I have read 1, 2, 3. Lovely. I've read 3 of 21. Yikes. On this shelf we have 18 books, and the books I still need to read include the 3 of Withering Dreams, these 3 as well. This is part of the Blood and Steel series. I actually need to read all of these. I have read all of Fourth Ring, but I haven't read any of these books. So out of the 18, I have read 5. Lovely. And this is more of my Sarah J. Maas shelf, plus the random Silver and Blood book. Kind of had nowhere else to go at the moment. There are 17 total here, and I have read 6 of 17. So I have yet to read Crescent City and all of Throne of Glass. It gets a little tricky here. You can't see what these all are. The funny part is I know what they are, which is crazy that I can tell you what every single book of here is. So down here, we have all the sprayed edges, the pretty sprayed edges of fantasy. On this shelf, we have 23, and I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've read 6 of these books, but since you can't see the titles, we'll go through all of them. Tell you which ones I haven't read. So this is Star is Defying, Night is Defying, and the 3rd book of that I can't remember what it's called at the moment. But I've not read any of these 3. We have Ren in the Holy Library and the Robin and Oak Hawthorne. It's the second book. I might have said the title wrong. I have not read either of those. This is What Fury Brings. I have not read. Rose in Chains. I have not read. This is Emberclaw. L.R. Lamb. I've not read it yet. Immortal Dark. I have read. We have On Wings of Blood and The Bonds That Burn. I have not read these two yet. We have The House of Rain. I have not read. Warrior, Princess Assassin, and In Vow of Vengeance. I have not read these two either. We have The Curse, The Coven, and The Damned. I have not read The Damned, but I have read Cursed and Coven. Then we have Swordheart by T. King Fisher. I have not read. And then Shadow Sanctuary. I have not read. Bonds of Hercules. I have read. Shield of Sparrows. Have read. Nocticadia. I have not read. Graceless Hearts. I have read. Our Infinite Fates, Wild Reverence, and Silver Cloak. I have not read. On this shelf, there are 21, and there's quite a few of these I haven't read yet. I have not read Metal Singer, Bury Our Bones, Ruthless Vows, Wrath of Dragons, Treacherous Swans, Arcane Academy, Powerless, Reckless, this whole series I have not read. I haven't read Heartless Hunter or Rebel Witch, along with Ever King, Ever Queen. Can you see it? You can see it. Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. I have not read. And then I have Kingdom of Stars and Shadows. I have not read. And then I have a paperback of Dragonfall. I have not read Dragonfall yet as well. And then Sunrise and the Reaping and Tear at the Gates I have not read. So I guess the only book I've read on the shelf is Quicksilver. So I've read 1 of 21. And moving on into the closet where I mainly have my fiction, nonfiction, and mystery books. So I have 19 books here. So I need to read Us Against You, Anxious People, The Way I Used to Be, Radio Silence, They Both Die at the End, Everything I Never Told You, Brothers Hawthorne, Orphanage by the Lake, which I just got the other day, and A Blind Date with a Book. Same Backwards as Forward, Rear Your Parents, Rachel Price, The Body Trail. Yes, that's what I need to read. So in total, I have read 8 out of 19 on the shelf. These are all my nonfiction, which we're not really gonna talk about. So over here, and this shelf is gonna be bad. The books I need to read are Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, One True Loves, Conditions of Will, Deep Cuts, Malibu Rising, Wedding People, Favorites, Hails from the Cafe, 1984, technically Christmas Carol and Scarlet Letter. They're these super old, like I found these in my parents' basement and I took them. They're like super old, but I thought those were pretty cool. So if we count those two, so there's 14, and I've read 3 of 14. While I'm sitting here, I'm gonna let you know 2 more books that I've added to my unhaul, because this is where I keep them at the moment. Sorry, the other book's on the bottom because it's a hardcover. So we already went through these 2 shelves anyways. I'm getting rid of my hardcover copy of Happy Place because I found the UK edition at Half Price Books, which I think is pretty cool. Plus, I think there's like those cool collector's editions that are coming out of all the books, so I'd rather have that. So we're gonna get rid of the hardcover of Happy Place. And then I think what we're gonna do is get rid of the paperback of Quicksilver. I think it's a trilogy, but so far Quicksilver and Brimstone have come out in those hardcover books first before the paperback. So the last book I'm just gonna get in the hardcover too. So we're gonna get rid of the paperback of Quicksilver. This is my TBR cart, which contains all of my 2026 TBR reads. Since my cart's not that big, I just threw all of those on here. So none of these books are gonna have read, obviously, because it's my TBR cart. And I don't have all of my 2026 TBR books yet because I decided to put 6 new releases on there. In Our Own League was one of those, but I've read that already. I've read 2 books on my 2026 TBR, so there's gonna be 24 total, but there should be 19 on this cart because I don't have 4 of them at the moment. We have Beach Read by Emily Henry, Please Don't Go, East Salvador, Consider Me, Becca Mack, Problematic Summer Romance, Allie Hazelwood, Frederick Bachman, Barrett Meet Me at the Lake, Carly Fortune, Fragile Sanctuary, Catherine Cowles, Only One Left, Riley Sager, Naturals, Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Song of Achilles, Madeline Miller, Heavenly Bodies, Imani Iru, Metal Singer, Rachel Schneider, Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue, E. Schwab, Divine Rivals, Rebecca Ross, and then down here, Dragonfall, L.R. Lamb, my hardcover copy, and then Nine the Moth, Rachel Gillick, Silver Elite, Danny Francis, Eternal Ruin, Dickie Skirma, and Callie Hart's Brimstone. Up at the top here, we have my 3 editions of Red, White, and Royal Blue, which I have read the book, but I have not read any of the Boys in Tommen. So in total, there's 9 books. I have read 3 of the 9 up here, I guess you could say. But if we're being technical, there's 7 books up here. And I've read 1 of 7, whatever way you want to look at it. And then this is my TV or movie adaptation shelf. Every book here pretty much has been adapted in some way, shape, or form. There's 22 up here, and what I need to read from here is Daisy Jones and the Six, An Offer from a Gentleman, Aristotle and Dante, Normal People, and Perks of Being a Wallflower. So in total, I have read 18 out of 22 on this shelf. Go me. On this shelf, there are 20 books. This is my dark romance shelf, kind of minus, this isn't really dark romance, but it's the same author as these 4 books. So that's why that's there. There are 20 books here, and I need to read Wretched, Twisted, Crossed and Hexed, Leather and Lark, Scythe and Sparrow, Branded, Leave Me Behind, I believe it's, yes, Your Knife My Heart, and Your Blade My Back. On this shelf, I have read 10 of 20, so I've read half of this shelf. And then this is my Lauren Asher and my Anna Huang shelf. I've done pretty good on the shelf. The only series or books I have not read yet. Oh, sorry, let me get this stabilized. The only books I have yet to read is the If Love series from her up here. So If We Ever Meet Again, If the Sun Never Sets, If Love Had a Price, and If We Were Perfect. I've not read those, but I've read everything. Oh, no, I also haven't read King of Envy. I'm a liar. So out of the 26 books here, I have read 21. This shelf is kind of like if I have multiple books by an author or if I have like a series by them. I feel like I have more to read on the shelf than I have read. So this is going to be an interesting one. I need to read all 4 of these books by Emily McIntyre. Beneath the Stars, Beneath the Stands, Beneath the Hood, Beneath the Surface. I need to read I Kiss the Heart Wheeler, Will Not Stop in the Pairing. I need to read all of the Laurie Gilmore books. I need to read If This Was a Movie, Never Been Worse, Nothing Like the Movies, This Summer Will Be Different, One Golden Summer, Ready or Not, Promise Me Sunshine, and all of the Don't Let Me series. There's 31 books on the shelf. Wow, fit a lot on there. And out of the 31, I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've read 7 out of 31 on this shelf. Yikes, better get going on this one. And then we have this very bottom row. Wow, you can actually see all the books here. That's shocking from this angle. This shelf is also gonna be a very low percentage read. In total, there are 43 books on this shelf, and what I need to read is People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young, Out of the Woods, also by her, Good Spirits, and First Time Caller from B.K. Borison. I need to read Sounds Like Love and A Novel Love Story from Ashley Poston. I need to read Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I need to read all 4 of my Abby Jimenez books, Part of Your World, Yours Truly, Just for the Summer, Say You'll Remember Me. With my Christina Lauren books, I need to read Something Wilder, Love in Other Words, and The Honeymooners. And then in this back shelf, we have Summer in the City, Alex Astor I need to read, A Wish for Us I need to read, The Summer of Broken Rules, Burning Daylight, Not Safe for Work, Love is a War Song, Love of My Afterlife, Friends to Lovers, Between Commitment and Betrayal, Between Love and Loathing, Fall I Want, Fall at Once, Holiday Ever After, If It Makes You Happy, Daddy Issues, How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates, Soul Searching, Never Been Shipped, Pictures of You, The Last Letter, and Variation. Oh, wow, that was a lot. So in total, the books I didn't mention I have read. So in total, I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I also read 7, only 7 of these books. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I believe that's gonna be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On this shelf, I have read 8 of 43. I don't know if I filmed an outro with the last clip, so if I did, that'll be after this. But yeah, that's the updated version of all the books I need to read. Yikes. And we do have the jar here. How I think I'm gonna go from here. We're gonna do a TBR Takedown challenge series where I'll probably pick 3 or 4 books from this jar per video and reread those 3 or 4 books. If it's the start of a series, I'll only read the first book, I believe, in the video. We will see once I get more of the hang of it. Ooh. We'll see once I get more into the hang of it. But if there's any specific books you want to see me read, let me know, and I'll make a little exception and do a little video for that. But yes, I believe that's all for this video. So thanks for watching. If you've stuck around this long, leave a comment down below. If you don't know what to comment a purple heart emoji. I don't know. Comment something. But yes, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, all the YouTube thingy-mabobs. And I hope you beautiful people have a great rest of your day. Bye.